Welcome to just a quick tutorial from student to trader on how to use Commsec to find companies or filter companies based on fundamental information. So if we just log in to Commsec, we can see in the front interface here there's a lot of tabs we can go to, and a lot of people aren't sure just how to look for companies and filter certain companies out based on fundamental information. So I thought I'd put this short tutorial together for you. So just to recap, we should know that if we go to any particular company, we can find their fundamental information in the research section. So this is the main section here telling you the current quote. We can go to research down here and find more information on Commsec. And this is specifically about Wesfarmers at this point in time. We're looking at the key measures here. We're looking at their P ratio. We can see their earnings growth, their recent sales growth and whatnot. And then if you want even more, you go to financials, not main view. You go to financials and you can see how they've performed over the recent years. So looking back each year, you can see how they've performed, and you can see things like their return on equity and how it's been over the recent years. Then if you want to filter information among every company listed on the ASX, this is a great way to do it. And I didn't know this until myself recently. This is the purpose for the video. So to go to company research up the top, and then you go down to advanced search tool. And here you can actually input a list of queries which will help you filter out companies. So for example, you'll look at each point. You say, okay, well, I'll look for income, and you might want a company that, actually I'll go to performance measures. You might want a company with return on equity greater than, select value, greater than say 0.15, which is 15%. You could run this query and it will tell you every single company on the ASX that has a return on equity at present greater than 15%. Or you can add query and it will show up on this query list here. And you can run multiple queries at the same time, so only companies that match all of those criteria will fit and show up on the list. Next, you could go to value. You might look for a cheap stock, so you might compare the price to book ratio, okay, or the market to book ratio, and you might say less than, say, 2, which would mean that if the book value per share was $1, then the market price share can't be more than $2. You might add that in as a query as well. And lastly, you might look for growth, and you might say, okay, revenue per share's 5-year average growth only display greater than, we'll say, 15%. Okay, this is just a basic. You might run many more than this, but the more you run, the less results you're going to show up with. Run your query now, and we come up with a list of companies. Okay, and then you can start looking through these companies to look up for more information. So that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks for checking in. We might get some more of these tutorials up on other interfaces, but this is Commsec, so if you've got any questions, just jot them down in the forum.